There we go. Okay, so I was feeling pretty good at this point. We had 6 spare lives, 2 bombs, and we're going into stage 5. This is where it starts getting hard, and yeah, stage 5 is a bit of a menace to be honest, but it's okay. The music itself is fantastic, so it really keeps me going in this, but these blue fairy, aiming things, you can see they're streaming type things, they're aimed at you, so, you've got to be a little bit careful. I still haven't fully understood this bit on hard. I probably could have got away without bombing that, but I just went to bomb it to be completely safe. And yeah, it turns out good because I get more items that way, but, I probably could have got away without bombing it. I don't really know what to say to it though. The red ones aren't as bad as the blue ones because they don't, fire more continuously, if that makes sense. The red ones fire once and that's it, so if you move after they fire, then it's okay, but don't, again, belated reaction, but don't ask why I bombed that bit, because I don't actually know. I was probably safe there. It was just playing safety at this point, although I should have kept the bomb because Youmu is an absolute ass. The character is fine, but oh my god, these non-spells are horrendous. This is just wow. And the main reason I'm keeping this run is because of this. Look, I don't quite know how I managed to make it through so simply. Anyway, with the arrows there, the blue ones of course are aimed at you, the red ones are aimed either side of you, so you've got to be careful with that. And this is her gimmick. She does a slowdown type effect and then generates an absolute motherfuck ton of bullets which you've got to try and get around. And, she slows it down so that you can try and get around them, I guess. But, I don't know how I did that. I flat out don't know. I was safe because I had the border, but that was insane. Anyway, big streaming there. Streaming's always nice. And then, I was looking at this, and I managed to clear that quite easily, which was good. I then took a look at the right hand side of the screen, and I seen I actually had maxed out lives for this. And I was in awe. I've never had maxed out lives in hard mode, or even in normal mode actually. I don't think I've ever had maxed out lives. So yeah, anyway, Yomu's non-spells are generally the same thing. They're all focused on this type of game, and I don't know how I survived it. I flat out don't know. It's crazy. There was so many insane dodges in that bit. I could probably do just about the top 5 in that bit alone, in single dodges. I'm not going to do a top 5 thing for this, by the way, because there wasn't really enough great ones for it, but I don't know how I survived as long as I did there, but I should have moved over to the right, but I didn't see it, There's only so much that I can see before, the thing catches me. But I managed to survive a fair bit there. Anyway, this is her only different non-spell, and it's actually surprisingly annoying. It catches me a lot more than it should do. The only real reason for it is because I happen to sidestep the daggers over there, that's actually surprisingly difficult. But whatever. I can capture this one, but I got trapped I think at one point, so this is a different spell to what it is on normal and easy. The difference being in, it's quite a huge difference actually. It's an entirely different spell card. I might show the normal version of this at some point, but yeah, the whole slowdown thing there is generally designed that as soon as the slowdown stops, the bullets that she's making swirl around and move, and that had absolutely no descriptive quality whatsoever, but okay, I don't really care. I like this spell card, actually. It killed me so often the first few times I played it. I was like, how the hell do you actually do this? The way you do it is that you leave yourself enough of a gap in order to migrate across, and you try not to play at the bottom of the screen. Ironically, I end up at the bottom of the screen an awful lot more than I should do, but whatever. I actually captured it this time, and I didn't capture this one, because I just didn't. I don't know why. It is very difficult, actually. It's you've got to be really, really proactive if you want to try and find the gaps in this. But it's okay. So, you know, sometimes you get lucky and the gaps are open right there. I don't know what happened there. I really wish I knew what happened there, but I don't. So, whatever, you know. So I looked at it, and I have 7 spare lives going into this stage. I thought, wow, this is my run. This is just fantastic. Unfortunately, this is where the good news ends. You know how at the end of Flandre I had a bit of a massive mess. I got overconfident, I think. And I lost my concentration. And shit happens. You know, this is not a good run. And it's so bad actually that I'm going to do a separate video with a much better take. It's not perfect, but it's a better take. Anyway, I don't actually like that section that much. I was thinking, well, that's okay. I've got enough lives, and I just got an extra life for having 1,000 points at this, point items at this thing. So I was okay with that, and I thought, you know, that's fine. We'll just keep going. This non-spell, although it's the same thing that's happened twice in that previous stage, is easier because it's faster. That sounds really oxymoronic, but it's easier because the waves completely disappear before the next one happens. And yeah, you can see now my record is like 0 out of 2. Unfortunately, I didn't quite capture this either time I played it so far. But, oh wow. I just got slightly overwhelmed there. I should have just inched upwards marginally, but I couldn't see it in time, and I, you know, bomb before death. It was fine. And then Yuyuko. This is a really awesome theme. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a really awesome theme nevertheless. However, I fucking despise this non-spell. This is possibly the worst opening non-spell in any of the boss fights that I've done so far. Even worse than Kanako's, and even worse than Remilia's as well, to my mind. It's shocking. Utterly shocking. Anyway, this is a bit of an annoying spell card for me because I use Marisa, and Marisa has like no chance to attack Yuyuko whilst she's, you know, doing most of this attack. So it feels like half of a survival card some of the time. So long as you're not trying to avoid 2 waves at one shot, it's okay. And you've got to remember that the laser goes further across every time that you know, every iteration of the spell card, but it's okay. Anyway, this non-spell is perfectly fine. The reason being that you can just stream it from one side to the other. I stayed in the middle right until I had to move to the sides because, okay, the fan that Yuyuko has can be damaged, and that's why this spell card, this non-spell even, is not that hard. But of course you do a lot more damage if you actually attack Yuyuko directly. So the idea is that I stay in the middle to drain a lot of the HP and then, you know, move to the side whilst when I have to. I like this spell card. I can't do it very well, very often, but I like it anyway. The reason I can't do it is because I don't move fast enough. I usually don't get across to there so that I can come back across here and, you know, avoid the circles a lot. I actually don't know how I managed to avoid it for so long. But anyway, that was my non-focus bomb this time. You know, there's 2 different bombs depending on whether you're focused or unfocused. Usually the only times I die is when I'm focused, or death bomb even. So that's why you see this bomb card so often. And let me go on record and say this is possibly one of the most difficult non-spells I have played as well. I just cannot do it. The only ones which are more difficult I think are Byakuran's, but that's on normal as well, that's what's scary. Anyway, Flowery Soul is a pretty awesome card. It's that, you know, those lasers can kill you as well when the, you know, the ones that are forming the butterfly set there, they can kill you as well, so you've got to just dance around it. But that's why I like this. That's probably why I like Yuyuko's fight so much in general. Is because most of the spell cards make you feel like you're actually dancing around the fire. You know, that's what's so good about it, I think. So far so good. You know, it's not the best run ever, but it's still 2 cards captured and only 1 death so far, so it's not that bad, right? This is the easiest non-spell probably one of the easiest non-spells in all of the Stage 6 fights, actually. The only one that's easier is once you understand it. Kanako's second one. But you've got to understand how to do that in order for it to be easy. This one is just simple. Most of the bullets aren't even aimed at you, so yeah. I like this non-spell. It's not a non-spell, it's a spell card. I like it, but I screwed it up here. The reason being because I actually thought that was not, you know, another... I thought that butterfly wave was actually not going to appear. You know, I thought I'd gotten rid of all of those blue butterfly waves there. The idea is you're to dance from one side of the screen to the other to get to the, you know, safe spots between the massive wave of butterflies here. You have to cross over the previous thing of dark blue butterflies once. Sometimes twice, it depends on your positioning, but usually once will suffice. And it's not hard. You know, I can capture this one consistently on Lunatic. It is not hard at all. I just screwed it up at the start because I moved one butterfly set too early. And I'm annoyed that I've not captured this one either time because I can do it. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable. What I have gathered from this one is that the both the purple and the blue wave of butterflies seem to be aimed at where you were as soon as they appeared on the screen. You know, before they do their whole disappearing and reappearing thing. What? I got killed by a purple butterfly, didn't I? I didn't actually see that butterfly at the time, and I was like, God damn it, I can do this card, why have I died here? The problem is, it happens like again, if I remember rightly. I get killed really, really stupidly. And yeah, right here, by the same purple butterfly. Why? That ruined it for me completely. It was, you know, look at my life count now. I came into this stage with 7 lives. In fact, no, 8 lives if you count the fact that there's when you've got no stars, it's 1 life. And I have 4 left. Absolutely shocking, and it gets worse because although this is the final spell card, Resurrection Butterfly is not easy, but on anything outside of Lunatic I can capture it almost every single time. But unfortunately this run was not one of those times, and I flat out fail. I don't know what happened. It pissed me off to no end, but I just don't know what happened there. Something internally told me that I was safe to sit still there, and I clearly wasn't. That's absolutely shocking, and you know, to lose 5 lives on this stage was unforgivable. This is one of the easier Stage 6 fights. I think only Kaneko to me is actually easier. Kaneko's not easy, but you know, it's all relative, that's the thing. But it was horrendous. I don't know what to say to it. It was just bad. It's not a good end to what was a very good run otherwise, but that is why I'm gonna have a bonus thing doing the, you know, stuff. Basically showing a better run of that stage, because honest to God, that was just too bad. Far too bad for me to accept that.